Green home is a relatively new home concept to most Malaysians, but the trend is picking up in the local housing scene. Meet Melvin and Jeya, who live in a specially designed green home in Petaling Jaya.
The concept that I came out with was to create something that was as open as possible. You could be part of the landscape even from the inside of the house as well as outside. It was never intended to be a green home. It kind of evolved. As I was designing it, I thought it would be a challenge.
A challenge he took on not only to design and build his home from sustainable material, but to convince his wife that a bare finished house can be stylish and cozy too.
I was inspired by the work by an Australian architect called Sean Godseal. He did buildings that were constructed entirely out of rusted metal. It's actually called corten steel. It's a type of metal that is naturally rusty, and once it's fully rusted, it no longer rusts, it stays like that. Unfortunately, we can't get that material here in Malaysia. So I thought of another way of doing it. Just let it rust naturally, and we preserve it by using a sealer to keep it sealed.
Unlike the conventional method of building, the structure with concrete frame and bricks, Melvin opted to use concrete blocks to pile them up with reinforcements concealed to give the home a natural finish, sparing even the coat of paint.
A few reasons why I did this. Being a green home again, we want to reduce manpower, we want to reduce material. The only setback is that you need fairly skilled workers to get it done properly. If not, it's not going to look right. It's time consuming in that sense, and there's a lot of planning because all the wiring, all the plumbing system, everything's inside the wall. So all that's going to be planned from day one where it's going before you actually lay the blocks. So the planning stage takes more time, but once it's done, everything is concealed. You don't have to hack the walls, everything's all built in, which is ideal for a green home.
For a more efficient use of water, he placed a tank that stores rainwater. The tank is connected to the pipes in the garden, which is later used to water the plants. He also recommends bamboo instead of timber as a sustainable natural source for the floors, furniture and the deck. For natural ventilation, Melvin decided to bring the vent block back in style.
We've designed the bathrooms all in vent blocks so that they're naturally ventilated. You don't have to have a window that opens. And I used the same concept for the garden. In this case, because it's facing the pool, we wanted it to be private. You can't see through, but it allows air to go through.
Designing a bungalow on a 5,400 feet land, which is just a little over the space of a semi-D, and to incorporate a 40 by 12 feet lap pool, the architect had to maximize the use of space in a creative manner.
Because we use a lot of glass and we play with volumes of spaces. Like for example, when you enter into the hall, the living room, it's a double volume space. It opens up right up to the roof. There's no ceiling. This gives you a sense of space. And if you look at the rooms, the way the rooms are designed, the same thing. I've kept it as open as possible, lots of windows, lots of glass. So you don't feel you are in a little cubicle, you feel very open.
One interesting feature of this green home is the experimental use of an antioxidant solution to keep the air quality good.
It's a certain kind of enzyme that is, when you put it into a wall, for example, it emits negative ions. And negative ions are like basically how an ionizer works, right? It produces this effect. And what it does is it keeps my walls as it is. It doesn't disintegrate, it doesn't get fungus, and you don't have those sort of problems. It's like I've got this built-in ionizer in the house, which keeps the air quality good.
His is the first home in Malaysia to use the solution throughout the building structure and finishes. Other green features that were implemented are the LED lighting and low-energy appliances from the ceiling fans to the wine cooler. Although there are cost issues to be considered, as these green homes easily cost 15 to 20% more than conventional homes, for Melvin and his family, it was a price worth paying for the long-term returns.